You're witnessing history right now. What we saw the night before inauguration gave us one of the most memorable moments of this entire election cycle, when Elon Musk and Donald Trump reaffirmed their allegiance despite Democrat attempts to create a rift. And you have to see this for yourself before I tell you what the impact is going to be.
We're going to also slash something else, the waste in our bloated federal bureaucracy. We will create the new Department of Government Efficiency, headed by a gentleman named Elon Musk, who's here someplace. I don't know where the hell he is. He's here someplace. Come here, Elon. Did you see his rocket yesterday? It was captured. And X is with him. X. Come on, Elon, say a couple of words.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. President. Sorry, little X just followed me on the stage here. He's a very enthusiastic supporter, as you can see. Woo! Yeah. So we're looking forward to making a lot of changes, and you know this victory is the start, really. What matters going forward is to actually make significant changes, cement those changes, and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever. So. And make America great again.
You can just tell how long the crowd had been waiting for this moment, and in some sense the whole vibe of this victory rally the night before Donald Trump's inauguration was even more iconic than the one at Madison Square Garden. By the way, this is a great time to subscribe and hit the notification bell to always see what the mainstream media will not show you. Now, you know why I say that? It's almost a flag in the timeline of this campaign when the Trump campaign and presidency stopped looking in the rearview mirror and firmly set its sights on what is ahead. That is exactly the feeling I got when Donald Trump didn't really have a smile on his face during the oath taking ceremony, understanding that there was a Herculean job at hand. And remember, there's nothing that irks modern Democrats more than the world's richest man, Elon Musk, joining forces with Trump, and it's an alliance they've sought to break ever since. That's why it was almost a strategy by Donald Trump to be seen more with Elon Musk, to send a very clear message, and it's a sight that the Democrats will have to get used to, whether they like it or not.
Yeah, so anyway, we're gonna do great things here. Thank you.
Thank you, Elon. You know, I always say we have to be protective of our geniuses because we don't have too many, but that one is a good one. Now, I watched his rocket come down about 3 months ago, and I thought it was crashing. I was talking to somebody on the phone. By the way, same thing happened yesterday. It came down, and it was captured so beautifully. It came down, it's tumbling, it's a mess, it's going down. I say, oh, look at that thing, that's a disaster. And then it gets like a couple of miles away from Earth, and all of a sudden the engines start going on, the things start, and then I see it coming in and landing in the gantry, and I'm watching it and say, oh, it's gonna crash, oh, but those engines came out and they blew the fire all over the place. And all of a sudden, those two big arms came and hugged it like you would hug your little baby. And that sucker landed it. Nobody's been able to do that but him.
This one got a lot of people hyped, and not for the reason you think. Elon Musk's critics won't like to hear it, but the truth is he's not doing this for the money. Elon's now in for the legacy, and one of the best things that he can hope to get out of the Trump presidency is more support for SpaceX and a manned mission to Mars, unlike the previous administration would give him. And in that, this speech, as well as the one that Donald Trump gave on Inauguration Day, almost reminded me of John F. Kennedy's speech to Congress in 1961, announcing America's intent to put a man on the moon. That's what Donald Trump did and said this week when he declared that it was America's manifest destiny to put its flag on the surface of Mars. And there's no more potent partnership to make that happen than Trump and Elon Musk.
We have him and Vivek and some great people working on a thing called costs. And he's got the credibility to do it too. We're going to do things that are really amazing. But he went out to Pennsylvania after that. He landed that rocket nobody had ever seen. By the way, China can't do it. Russia can't do it or come close. It'll be 10 years before they can do it. And the U.S. can't do it except for him. And it's pretty amazing. But he did that. And then he journeyed to Pennsylvania, where he spent like a month and a half campaigning for me in Pennsylvania. And he's a popular guy. And he was very effective. And he knows those computers better than anybody, all those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon.
Don't you feel an air of optimism for these past 4 days? Despite the mainstream media's attempts at drowning the inauguration in controversy, seems like most of America's just not buying it anymore. And if you want evidence of that, you need to look at how enthusiastic Trump voters looked from the stands after he took his oath, signing around 20 executive orders before triumphantly throwing the pen as a trophy for his people. And no matter which way you look at it, history is being written before our very eyes, considering just how quickly the Trump administration has started moving on issues all the way from gender politics to the war in Ukraine. And judge from the reaction, this is a kind of clarity and swiftness in action that this country had been craving from its elected representative for a very long time. And now looking back at the scenes we saw from Trump signing those executive orders, it makes perfect sense why he said this next.
And his son's name, who's cute as a button, his son's name is X. He's the only guy who could get away with the name X. But his son is a great guy. One thing we know, his son is smart. If you believe in the racehorse theory, he's got a nice, smart son. But thank you very much to Elon and everybody. We've had so much help. Every radical and foolish executive order of the Biden administration will be repealed within hours of when I take the oath of office. Oh, you're going to have a lot of fun watching television tomorrow. Somebody said yesterday, sir, don't sign so many in one day. Let's do it over a period of weeks. I said, like hell, we're going to do it over weeks. We're going to sign them at the beginning.
And he certainly followed through on that. If you think about it, there's two things that are about to be fundamentally different this time from Donald Trump's first term. For one, Trump knows this is his second and final chance to cement a legacy before someone else takes over the mantle of the Republican Party. Secondly, he knows now just how deep the swamp really runs, and the kind of resistance he's going to face from the entrenched bureaucracy. Maybe that explains why he's starting with Elon Musk to trim the government fat using Doge, set out on a presidential path that wastes not even a single day in government red tape. But let me know in the comments how you feel about the future, and share this video across your social media to get more voices in the conversation. The first week of the Trump presidency seems to have signaled a direction for this term, and we're certainly here to witness where it goes from here.